Got 1,000 hair products and you still got hair problems and you don't know which way to turn. You don't know what you deserve. Let's talk hair. I got what you deserve. Let's talk hair. Let's talk hair. Talk hair to me. Talk hair to me. Talk hair. Let's talk hair. Talk hair to me. Talk hair to me. Let's talk hair. Let's talk hair.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Let's Talk Hair. Okay. Y'all know I love the applause, okay? Because everybody, okay, settle down. I know. You can't wait. I know. I get it. I mean, I want to welcome you all to Talk Hair to Me because we have a special guest. And because I have seen this person here deep dive, and I mean deep dive into this lifestyle of just being natural. She brought her daughters in. I don't want to take away. So we have Miss Coleman that says, good evening. Awesome ladies of the King. Happy Sunday, of course, you all. Yes, Miss Coleman, we are the ladies of the King. Honey, I am a kingdom influencer. I want everybody to know that I work for the King. I don't work for myself. I am the manager and he is the owner.
Amen.
And so we have Vonia Taylor, and I want to tell you a little bit before I turn this thing over. Vonia Taylor, of course, she's the mother of not one, but two beautiful daughters, okay? Zoe and Zion. And she works in the financial industry for 20 years, entrepreneur, advocate for financial literacy, passionate about encouraging others. Let me say it again. Passionate about encouraging others. And she's not just passionate. She tells her truth, whether you like it or not. Interests include health, wellness, cooking, and traveling. And so none other, put your hands together. Let's welcome Vonia Taylor. All right, welcome, Vonia Taylor. I mean, we got a lot of stuff to actually cover, and whether we're gonna get this thing done. We have Darlene Ray. She is in the house and she is watching. So tell us, Vonia, do you know this person here?
I sure do. That's one of my babies.
That's one of her babies.
Yeah, so that's older. That's older.
Speaking of Zoe, which we know that's your eldest child, your beautiful child, and I met them, you all, personally. When I tell you, they have been raised right. Last time they came, I just sat, crossed my legs, and just wanted to listen to them. And I don't know if they told you that, but we were just having conversation. And me, you know, everybody know I love boys. Because I'm just naturally, yeah, you're a boy. Okay, yeah, I do, y'all. Mm-hmm. But not these two. These two I can talk to for hours because I just love how they interact. And I just love what they have to say. And I was able to pour a little bit into them. And they were listening. Now, if you tell them what's right, they will hear you. They know when you're talking that other stuff. Wow. So tell us a little bit about Vonia Taylor.
The one question that most introverts do not like. But, of course, I'm a mother, too. And I'm proud of my daughters. tends to be the highlight of my life, but I'm in a journey now where I'm really learning more about myself as my children are growing up and they are coming into themselves. I'm actually learning more about me and my likes and my purpose and the things that God has for me. So I'm just kind of, I put a quote on Facebook that my cousin stated. I'm not quite I'm far from being the caterpillar, but I'm not quite the butterfly yet. So yet she is emerging. So that was from my cousin Yolanda. She told me that. So that's kind of the stage that I'm in.
Can you repeat that one more time? I need to write this down.
Yeah, she said that. She said, I'm far from the caterpillar, but not quite the butterfly. Yet she is emerging.
I am far from the caterpillar, and I'm not quite the butterfly.
Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. I love that kind of stuff. But she's emerging.
Mm-hmm. And she said she's emerging though. That's how she worded it. Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I hate to do that. So, because that's what I do. And so Yolanda Rocket says, "Hello, that's my beautiful sister.
Hey, Monda.
Yolanda R. Jones is speaking to you too." She says, "Good afternoon, ladies." Y'all can tell we about to dive in some stuff, so y'all better get ready because I'm ready, you know. And then Yolanda R. Jones said, "Yes, I get that. I'm in the same place," and that's I mean that is amazing. Y'all better remember it at the end too. So, but also I love to say that when certain things happen and you can't figure them out, but you refuse to drown. I like to say now, during COVID, I said, um, during COVID, I could either sink or swim,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't swim, so I took swimming lessons.
Okay.
So I refused to drown, so I took
Yeah.
swimming lessons.
Yeah.
So that's what y'all we about to go. And ladies, it's time. We're gonna talk about hair. We're gonna talk about the inner. We're gonna talk about the outer. Y'all better get ready. I feel it. Don't you feel it, Vanessa? I feel it. So we about to go
So
in.
excited. Yeah.
Yeah, we cannot hide any longer how we feeling. I do have to stick to a script because we have so many questions for Vanilla. I feel like I'm with a hidden gem. I've been knowing her. This is special to me, y'all, because y'all like, oh, she never did this. But I was in Vanilla's wedding. Vanilla was coming in when she was like in junior high school back in the day. You know, Vanilla has an old soul. An old soul. She's very protective. She would be in the salon at La Vogue back in the day saying, y'all better lock that door.
Yeah.
Vanilla not gonna be, she's not gonna put herself in harm's way. And I was like, she is so freaking young to be worried about this door. She was like, you better lock this door. Y'all better lock the door. And she was always back in the day concerned about people's welfare and all that. I had to get that out. But when she step in the room, you better cross all your T's and dot your I's because she hard on folks. She hard to the point where she wants you to win. That's the hard she is, you know. So Candace Adams says, hello, everyone.
Hello.
So I'm just so excited about this. However, we know that tell us who you are first because you're a woman of Christ too.
Yes, I'm a believer. You know,
So,
it's I would say I was baptized young, but I didn't really know what being saved was until maybe about 5 or 6 years ago. You know, really understanding what all that meant. You know, the processes and everything that I was being held accountable for. You know, going through that. So it's been a process and a development for me. And it's an ongoing process. We're always developing, we're always learning. And because, you know, a lot of people think they just have arrived, you know, and but no, that's not true. You know, you still always, you know, being processed, you're still learning, you know, you're still growing.
And so, with that being said, you're a woman of discernment.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
yeah. So, so that's it. That is what I love. That when I'm talking to people, they have discernment, because some people are, they want to talk about being a woman of Christ and all of that, but they're more robotish, where they don't have discernment. They just have a characteristics of what they were taught,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not going any further. This is what I've been doing since I was 5 or 6 years old, and I grew into that.
Right.
So y'all, we love to be on these platforms where it's okay to speak about our Christianity or our spirit, or and where we are in Christ. Give us a little history about your hair. Like, I'm loving this new style, and I'm loving what it's doing. And I know Deserve Hair Care Products is a part of that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
but give us a little history about that true. I want to go to this question: what's the difference between you working at home with your hair, with your daughters, and the salon? Is there a difference in what brought you to the home? Was it difficult to go to the home to learn your hair all on your own? And that journey, because you never gave up, you
Mm-hmm.
were all deep dive. I know Vanilla's hair, it will tangle on you like a crochet web.
Mm-hmm.
But what I do know about her hair is that it will be obedient,
Mm-hmm.
you know, if you give it that opportunity. But it takes moisture and protein for her. It takes a lot of moisture and detangling, ingredients for her hair, and her hair will respond to it. So, what is the difference between that, the salon experience and at home experience?
Um, well, I have to say the only reason that I really shifted to the home experience was after having children, and not really having the time to go to the salon, you know. So I had to kind of find a way to just, you know, make it work. Because, you know, like you said, I've been going to you since the eighth grade, and you know, I had the finger waves and, you know, the little styles, and I still got, you know, I got my pictures and stuff, you know, my senior heads, and you
Mhm.
know, all those little different styles that I wore, and I was, you know, I was used to that. But after I had my second daughter Zion, I actually cut all my hair off, and that was in 2009. I cut everything off, and so I started going more so for the low maintenance styles. You know, wearing, it was buzzed real low, and then it kind of started growing back. So eventually I kind of let it started growing back in 2017. So I kind of, you know, I stopped getting it cut then and letting it grow back out. But it's not like I wanted to stop going to the salon. I just kind of had to adapt to my new lifestyle. So that meant that I needed to educate myself on taking care of my hair. And like you said, my hair it will obey, but it has to have the right products. So, you know, going to you at Laveau, you had top notch products. So that's what my hair was used to. So I had to invest, you know, in the products to, you know, maintain the upkeep, you know, at home. So that's kind of like how that journey, you know, of doing the hair at home, you know, started. And then once the girls got older, then, you know, and of course their hair is longer than mine, you know. So we just kind of, you know, we YouTubing and finding out different type of ways, you know, to take care of the hair. And of course, using the Deserve products helps us out a whole lot with the maintenance as well.
Yeah. Do you feel like a person who's watching, what do you think about, because your texture, you started understanding your texture,
Mm-hmm.
and then all of your children I said that like she got 12, but your children, they have different textures. So you had 3 textures. Uh, so who texture was the most difficult to understand?
I would say Zoe's texture. Her hair just it's a it's really really curly, but she's just got a lot of it. I was kind of yeah. Her hair was thick. It's pretty, but it's thick. And I thank God she learned how to start doing her own hair, because it would she didn't like when I was doing it because it was hurting. And I just didn't really know how to deal with it because my hair was, a different texture. Um, but hers was the hardest to understand for me.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's so she had the most. Everybody has long hair. So it was the texture. What was the toughest uh of you all? Was it what you was it the detangling or the moisture, or the toughest to understand about the hair that you learned being at home? Now you're in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
The toughest, we're gonna go with Zoe.
Mm-hmm.
So with Zoe, what was the toughest to really understand about her hair? Did it take a long time to do? How often were you shampooing her hair? Was it times that you wanted to throw the towel in? You know, what was the toughest? Yeah.
With Zoe, because her hair, she needs the moisture, so it would dry quickly. So it was just like, even if you were trying to detangle her hair, you would have to keep it moist, during the detangle process. So it would really, it would hurt, really bad for her. So that was the, trying to, keep that little part going while keeping the hair moist, and just drip it, get more water on it and put more conditioner on it to, kind of comb it through.
Mm-hmm.
And then in styling hers, we really couldn't get versatile with the styles. I mean, she had to basically kind of wear the twists, or, or just kind of, twist it up and take it down type styles. We really couldn't straighten it, at the house, as opposed to going to the salon where it could be straightened.
Mm-hmm. So, with that being said, so choosing those styles were difficult. So, being at the house, you said this, a lot of people think coming home is cheaper, but now you're having to buy everything.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the products, and so you want to invest in like a good dryer, and you don't want especially the handheld dryer. You want a really good dryer. You're investing in the tools that you're using. You're buying all kinds of brushes and combs and detangling things. You're trying to, try stuff like that. Certain kind of towels, and because you don't want the lint on the hair. So yeah, you do spend a bit, at home.
Yeah. So, a lot of people think coming to the house, what would you say? Because you use top of the notch. Now, yeah, I'm not just saying because it's deserved. Because there's some other stuff she uses, but but what
No,
I'm
I don't.
saying,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm waiting on her to say, no, I'm all in for
I
dessert.
know. Yeah. I use all
Yeah.
dessert. Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm waiting on that. But when I tell you, you have the mom that's at home who, when did you release your babies to, oh, go comb your own hair? Because you have some mothers that will say, you can comb, cut, throw weave in it, throw color in, do whatever you want to do, and then their hair, the mom's hair, has been more better conditioned than their children. And if you're going to release the kids, what would you say how to release the kids if you want them to comb their hair? Are you going to educate the kids? Are you going to give them the same products that you're using? And how would you get the kids ready to comb their own hair?
Well, with mine, they did a lot of, YouTube videos, on the hair, and we would just kind of discuss it, about the maintenance, and, the kids these days, they really get into like the adding the weave to the ponytails and the color things, and see they like to experiment with that. So I don't really stop them unless they have like scissors in their hands, or trying to do something that, or if they're combing it too hard, because I don't want them to detangle too hard and then you pull the hair out. But as far as the styling is concerned, Zoe picked it up kind of early. She was kind of handling her own hair maybe at about, I want to say she was probably 12 when she was kind of handling hers. Now I would still watch her, but for the most part, she was able to handle, her own hair on her own. Zion is still learning. She's 12 now, so she's still learning. She's kind of, adjusting to the styles, but I still, make sure that they're using the best products on their hair, that they're still washing with the good stuff, that they're using the oils, that they're still moisturizing it, although they want to try the different styles. But I make sure that they're doing the deep conditioner, or they're using, what's your product? The Chebe? Am I saying it right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. They're using it, they're deep conditioning, that they're going through all the steps, to get to the end product of how they want their hair to be styled. So I think as long as they have a good foundation with the products, and, knowing how not to comb their hair too hard, using the right detangling tools, or just using their fingers, or trying to detangle prior to washing, just basically trying to find a way to make it easier for them using your conditioner. We use that as a leave-in as well, to kind of help comb through the tangles a little bit. So everybody kind of has a little routine, for their hair. But Zion is really she's just now getting into it, where she's washing her hair on her own, and then she'll step out the shower and just say, hey, did I get everything? And I'm like, no, you can go back in there, rinse all that out, so it's a learning process.
Cool beans. Okay, Poppy's saying, hey, Pooh. So, hey, Poppy. But that's cool. So it's like, so you all are able to check each other.
Mm-hmm.
To say, because sometimes you can't see the middle, or especially the back. Mm-hmm. So, and they have layers of hair. Mm-hmm. Layers of hair. And how do you keep them, young ladies and little girls, with their hair?
Well, that's kind of hard to kind of, because they want to, have that style where they look older. But I don't really do that too much, and then sometimes it depends on where we're going or what we're doing. If they just having fun and we in for the weekend and they just want to try some stuff, then that's fine. But if we going somewhere and we finna be seen, then, you're gonna have to do something with your hair,
Yes.
Something a little different with it, though, because I don't want to take away their creativity, but I don't want them looking, older than what they need to, look as well. And then sometimes if you try to take away that stuff from them, they'll want it even more, so it's like, I kind of let them dabble in it just a little bit, but I've always been big on that, keeping them looking their age, especially the clothes, make sure they're looking their age in their clothes for sure.
Okay, here's a question that I'm going to send out of left field.
Uh-huh.
What do you think about moms who allow their children at the ages of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? I'm not talking about braids. I'm talking about, what do you think about them allowing their children to wear lashes, false nails, and hair weaves?
Well, that age, no, I don't agree with it. At that age, that's too young. It's like, why are they wanting to look that old, that young? I would have to be asking those questions. I would need to know, why you want this. But then again, if they see that if their mom is doing it, they may want to do it because mom is doing it. So you may want to, see where that influence is coming from, and just kind of like ask, is this something you're trying to try? Are your friends, wearing their hair like this, or are they wearing lashes? What's intriguing this interest? I would kind of poke around with that a little bit first to see where it's coming from. But I wouldn't, allow it just off the bat. But I'm just saying, some children, they see that every day and they think that that's how I'm supposed to look because that's how my mom looked. And mom never, talks to them and say, well, hey, mom is an adult and this is how I dress. You are a child still, and this is how you need to dress, or this is how you need to wear your makeup or your hair.
Okay. Yolanda R. Jones says, that's a lot. That says a lot about you as a mother to be in tune with how your girls are taking care of their hair. That's cool. And then also, Ms. Coleman says, because of the experience I had at an early age, I never allowed anyone to do my daughter's hair. So when she went to college, she went natural and learned everything she could about her texture. She has been natural for 12 years. She encouraged me to go natural a little over a year ago. LOL, and I am still struggling. And if you are still struggling, you can go over to deservehealthyhair.com and sign up for a free hair consultation because I don't want you to struggle. Right. And so I can help you with that struggle. But that's really cool that, you went natural. But as we're talking to Vonia, she is telling you that education is key. So do you want to add to that what she said? Like she's saying that she is still struggling. How would you encourage her?
Well, I mean, just like you said, I mean, it's a lot of times it boils down to having the right products for your hair. Because a lot of times people think that when you wear your hair natural, it's supposed to look like the next person's natural. But technically it's not. I mean, everybody's hair texture is different. Everybody's hair has gone through different things. Everybody don't eat the same way, so your hair is going to be different. So your natural may be different from the next person's natural, but you have to find a way to embrace your natural and nourish it, and be comfortable and confident in what your natural looks like.
Also, Ms. Coleman, I would say having a hair goal. When you first go natural, sometimes I have seen people, maybe they went to me in the past and then I see them and then you take a look at their family and everybody's trying to look like their siblings or they're trying to look like their aunt or their mom or whatever. I would say start out with a plan of what's best for you because like she said, textures are different, lifestyles are different. Did you even know that fried foods can contribute to your hair not being healthy? Mm-hmm. We can clog holistically, we can clog our pores. Like today, it was a little tough, but what I did was I went to the grocery store and my husband and my son, I bought some chicken tenders at Kroger's and they were like this big. And I bought some Hawaiian roll sliders. And on our way home, they cracked that box open. They put the sliders in the middle of the chicken tenders. And they said, you don't want one? I said, no, thank you. Because I can't always eat like them, because first of all, I'm a woman and I know I'm trying to be more healthier. And when I do something wrong, it's got to be my wrong. It can't be because I smell it, I see it. Mm-hmm. I did not, in my life, I have to realize that even when you are weak towards a lot of food, you're probably weak towards things in your life.
Oh, yeah.
And when you can have the strength to say no to a piece of chicken tender, then you can say no or yes to some other things that you should in your life. So Ms. Coleman, she also said, oh no, that's a no-no to advance at their age. She's speaking about what you said earlier. Mm-hmm. And Yolanda said, wow, as a former school teacher, I applaud you for making sure your girls wear the appropriate clothes. Yes, that's huge. And Ms. Coleman agreed. So can you see that what Candace Adams
sorry, less time consuming, easier to calm and manageable. Yeah, it does. The products really help with it. And I mean, it makes a difference. It helps the hair. especially the Deserve products. They keep the hair, moist. Even when you think that it's dry, just because you're like looking at it, but then you kind of look a little bit closer, and be like, oh, it's really not dry. It's just me thinking it's dry because I went outside and it got a little dry, but it still stays, moist towards the, the scalp, the roots, stays healthy with the products, but it does retain the moisture for you. I agree with that.
Okay, we have Ms. Coleman says, I fully agree. My biggest problem is time. I love seeing others' natural hair. I just really like my texture. My hair is pretty. My hair is pretty, I think, and I am not big on fast food and fried foods. We're not saying that you were, but we're just trying to help a bigger, because a lot of people didn't know that. I was really had a client in mind, and she has CCCA alopecia, and I said her diet could also slow up what we're doing, because holistically we have to make sure she's drinking her water. We have to make sure that she's not eating anything holistically that is blocking anything. I haven't touched your head, so I can't pick at you, but I can also just say something hoping that I help somebody. Ms. Coleman has been on our product. Ms. Coleman, how long you been on our products? At least I know about 3-4 years. So she is really into the Deserve product. She is very committed, very committed. So Darlene Ray says, what does the guest think about young girls wearing color in the hair?
I'm not a fan of it, but mine do it sometimes. With Zoe didn't get her hair colored until she was 17. And Angela did that. So, I had to have it done right. But when they do those, they put the braids in there. They do like they've done the blue and the red. But I'm not a fan of it. But they like it. So I let them wear it, like that's not all the time, but I let them wear their hair like that. I think Zion chose blue because that's the color of her school. That's like the school color. And Zoe had red in hers. Her school colors are red, or something like that. But, they wanted to try it, and I felt like, they weren't being influenced in the wrong way to do it. It was just something that they wanted to do for a different look. So I was fine with that.
Are you fine with it, or are you also making sure that they are treating the hair? Because color is an experience. It's a you have to treat colored hair or any chemical hair even more. You have to be responsible to make sure that a journey is not started. And then her Vanilla kids, let me tell y'all this: they wear their hair natural. They're not putting a lot of heat on their hair.
Right.
So that's something that I know personally, so they're not putting a lot of heat on their hair. A lot of people that are want a certain look, they're not silking their hair out every day, because that is another bond that's broken, which it could be a dulcified bun or salt bun or anything like that, where they're ripping up their cuticle and their hair shaft. So sometimes I say, you have to choose which chemical that you want, and then you have to decrease the heat that's applied. And I agree with that, because you can rip up the shaft, because one strand is 3 strands. So Crown Me Beauty Bar says, I love the products, I use them all. And so Shaquita Green is a salon professional in the Memphis area that does a lot of protective styles, but she's similar to you, Vanilla, where she's actually all in about making sure that her clients are treated, as well as herself, because she'll wear color too. So I really was just intrigued to bring you here because of your style. So we want to kind of talk about your style. You have a new style.
Yes. It's very new. I'm 2 weeks in it. These are cone coils. That's it. Okay. Did I say right? Cone coils? Yeah. They were done by Lindsay Brazel at Lock Culture Essentials. And I just kind of wanted to try something different. I've been seeing a lot of people talking about their lock journey and how they enjoy the process. And I was just curious, if how would my hair, look, in locks. So it's still going. It's not really like freezy. But we're gonna see. I guess I have like 2 more weeks with the starter locks before she does. I think she called it a retwist or a retie, where she goes into the roots and ties them back down. So it's gonna be interesting. I know I'm gonna have more curls, for a while, and then you should eventually see it lock a little bit.
Okay. And it's a good transformation on you. And it's also a responsibility of making sure. I did have an educational class, and we had one person, Laney's Touch in Nashville, Tennessee, who said, I used your protective strand to actually treat my clients' locks from root to tip because that is their hair. So, and Crowmy Beauty Bar, she does the same. So, a responsibility. Now, hopefully, where you're going, they are educating you because there is hair loss when you prematurely lock the hair before it's time. So, I do have someone who actually prematurely, she would lock her hair. The lady would lock her hair before, and her hair couldn't tolerate it. And so here's a little photo of, she was locking it like every 5 weeks. So I had her to pull back. And that was every 5 weeks. But this is after Deserve on the other side started treating it, bringing in the stimulation. And we had her to pull back. That was her texture. And she's a very young woman. So when people are going into these protective styles, it also needs to be education behind it, that allows people to understand that I'm wearing this, but I'm aware, and the person that's locking the hair, to hand them, these are the products. This is what you need to, because Deserve does have certain products that we recommend for it because it's a journey, but it also can be a very healthy journey. There are some people don't have the edges or this or that because they're going by the appearance, but they sacrifice what could be so beautiful. Candace Adams says colored hair in middle school is okay, in my opinion. I just don't agree with children in elementary school with colored hair and braided hair all the way down their backs and their cracks. So, she didn't say cracks, but I'm saying cracks. I don't see them where they don't need toilet tissue because they can use their hair to do whatever it needs to do. So, and I'm like, in the world, who are these moms out here? It's like, and I get the fact your babies want some hair, but to get to the Rapunzel, lay your hair down. I'm like, God, dog, so, and I think that our kids are growing up so fast, they have nothing to look forward to. It's like they're going to proms now and they're bored because, and I know because I have a client, her daughter went to prom. They were like, they're freaking bored now because mom, you let them do everything, so I have a cousin, her son, different from my son, was doing things so early, and there is a difference in how they were raised, where now he's into smoking weed, drinking, multiple women. He has, and it was not a lot of it was just, it's like, it's a difference of when you say walk into the shoes, step into, they shouldn't wear a size 11 shoe and they're a size 4. It's like, let's grow into this instead of rush into it. And I told my son, I said, sometimes we didn't want to be so strict because we had strict parents and they were overly strict. So we wanted to loosen it a little bit because of the fact we didn't want you to think we didn't agree with everything that our parents did. So we just like, okay, we're going to be a little looser.
Right.
But looser got them shot in jail. We got them gay. We got them all this. And I think you got to tighten that rope a little bit. And Vanille, you've tightened that rope. And to me, y'all, outside looking in, I don't see her as she just has a formula. And I asked her to write the book on it. Uh the book of well, I know I asked Trina to do it, Katrina still, but when I talk to your kids, I get confused on who I'm talking. But Zoe. So when I'm talking to Zoe, she's more so she'll talk, to me. And so, but have you ever thought about writing the book a little bit?
I haven't. I guess I could. I mean, I know I have some books in me, and that could possibly be one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you should consider that because that's some kingdom stuff too, because of the fact, uh, because our girls sometimes grow up and our boys, we can't leave them out, okay, but they'll grow up. Some of them been abandoned by their fathers, some of them been abandoned by their mothers, some of them are growing up depressed. They don't know they are. It's a lot, but when you have a parent that dives in, and I also like the energy with you and your girls. I love how you're a mother, but you applaud them. You know each child, and you do according to uh, what each child needs. Um, you allow Zoe to elevate, and you celebrate her. They, I don't know, y'all should meet them. Where they at? Are they anywhere near? Or so they're so
they ain't gonna come in here.
okay, but they don't have. To me, I'm just saying, to me, they don't have that type of cliche attitude and beating on their chest and different things like that. So it's a Zion.
Mm-hmm.
I had to talk to her because Zoe turned 17. Zion wanted some money. She wanted the same money that Zoe has. And I said, you got to grow into them shoes. And then Zoe told her, she said, so when I go to college or whatever I do, I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna give you some things, and when I come home, I'm gonna take you places. And I was just having a good conversation with him because she was letting her know it's okay for me to. And Zion said, no, I seen that you give more money, you this, you that. And so it was so funny because I thought about me and my sister Yolanda, because growing up, it was painful. It was not painful, but she got some things before I got it. And I was like, I wish I was her age. I thought she was just so beautiful, which she is. And I diluted myself because I wasn't as, I just felt like I was just a little ugly duckling compared to her, because people always talk about how beautiful she was. But how do you balance of really complimenting one child when it's their turn to hear their compliment or whatever they're doing, and making the other child feel like you good too? How do you do that?
I mean, I talk to them one-on-one, as well. Like, and when the other one is not around, you just kind of have to make that time for each child. And I mean, that's a part of getting to know each child and their ways. We have our alone time, and I let Zion know, I feel this way about you. I see this and I see that. You got this going on, but you do this. You expect this, but you're doing this. So you need to fix this, and I encourage her to do it, and she'll be like, okay. And then Zoe, I'll talk some things over with her as well. I'm kind of pushing her a little bit more into so that she's making quality decisions for herself. She's 17 and she's getting to that point where, she's going to be making decisions on her own. And I'm trying to give her that freedom to, rely on me as needed, so she can kind of like go off into some things on her own. She won't be scared, to make her own decisions. So I'm kind of pushing her a little bit more, and she's thinking that I'm spending more time with Zion, but it's not that I'm spending more time with Zion. I'm trying to get you ready so that you can, be an adult, you can get ready for this world, and that means that mommy can't really cling on to you and you can't really cling to me that much, but we just need to know that she needs to know that I'm available for her, but I want her to be a little bit more independent with her thinking. Zion, on the other hand, is like, she's trying to understand that her sister is older and, they don't feel as close anymore because Zoe is going through different experiences that Zion doesn't really know about. And Zion's still trying to hold on to the big sister, so it's like I'm trying to explain to her, it's not that she's leaving you, she's growing. You'll get to that point and you'll be, growing as well. I mean, we all have to grow. You can't just stay, the same. So it's like they're in two different zones, right now. So I have to talk to one and I have to talk to the other, and I have to just still, instill, things in them, the positive things in them. I instill the word in it, that they're not alone, that you might be 12 and you might be 17, but, God got you, and not be so dependent on me. Know that there's things that you go and pray and you talk to God about what you got going on. You can do that. You don't always have to come to me, to pray for you. Now I will pray for you, but just know that you have your own little relationship with him, and just kind of help foster that for them so that they can build on it and have that and know that that's available for them as they get older.
I love it. Ms. Coleman says, to me, they aren't allowed to be children. And that's prior to what we were speaking about when kids are going through things and they're getting it too early on.
Right.
That's true. And then Yolanda says, it's really sad that the children should be led by their parents, and the parents need help with leadership. So that's true too. If you are led by a parent that doesn't forgive, a grudge holder, and have a lot of hiccups and hangups, and they also play this role where they just constantly saying, your dad no good, your dad this and that, or they hear a lot of arguments inside the household. So that's true, where as a parent, I would say this to any parent that's out there, go get you some help, and then learn how and be okay with it. Don't mean you crazy, don't mean anything like that. Go get you some help so your kids will not get that generational curse that can be in you. There are some people who are not affectionate with their kids, never told their kids they loved them. And when I say this, I know some folks personally where I used to get one of my aunts to always say, I love you. And the Holy Spirit said, it's not in her. She never heard her mama say it. So how is it that she can tell you? And some people show love through gifts, and they show love through just the money part of it, So thank you, Yolanda. She says both you and your sister are beautiful. She talking about me and Yolanda. And Yolanda said, my sister, you are so beautiful, sister, inside and out. Thank you. And people can tell you, but you got to believe it yourself. So and I believe it because God has approved me now. Because sometimes we don't forgive ourselves from our past. Right. And so we start seeing that ugliness. And God said, I took you broken. I took you broken. You all right with me. So
that's it right there. Broken. No one wants to be broken. No one wants to go through, yielding. No one wants to go through the work. They just want to arrive at the destination. But you said something when you were talking about the parents and the generational stuff, because it's a lot of parents, like you said, that go get healed. Yeah, they need some healing. I mean, because I'm working through my own healing while I'm trying to be who I am, for my children. And the generational curse stuff, I mean, that's true, because if it's being passed down to you, that's that generational curse from the previous generation that you're carrying on your back. You got your own stuff that you're trying to break, and then you're trying to carry all that so it doesn't pass down to your children. So that's a weight in itself, to be carrying that on top of things that you have to have healing for your own soul. Because the word says you got to work out your own soul and salvation. So you going through that too. While you trying to hold everything up. And then you trying to keep it from passing, down to your kids, so they won't have to go through it. So it's definitely a weight to it, heavy weight.
I'm gonna spring something on you.
Okay.
How do you keep from not playing favoritism with your children?
I bring out the different qualities. I mean, because I think children feel like it's more of a favoritism thing when they feel like they're alike. I don't know. And then they're like kind of like choosing one that's better than the other type deal. I mean, I go into the things that make them different, So, Zion may have this quality that Zoe doesn't have, So this is what makes Zion different, and Zoe can't really get jealous of that because she doesn't really have that quality like that, But that may make her want to have that quality a little bit. But it's just like I look at them at their differences, so that it won't become a rival. I think the rivals are easier when it's girls or when it's boys, because I have a brother, so we didn't really have that issue of comparing anything or anything like that, because I was a girl, he was a boy. It wasn't really too much that we could compare. But when it's girls, it is a difference. It's a competing thing, sometimes. So when that kind of comes up, and I can kind of sense it, a little bit, because it is even happened the other day, and I just said, so I know you're not jealous, of what I said to Zion or something like that. I said, maybe, this is something else. I said, but you can't be like that. I don't lose love for you because I'm showing her love. It doesn't change. It does not change. I still love you too, but I love her as well. So they just have to know that, and embracing their differences is part of being able to help them understand it. You can't make one feel because like they have this. I try not to and I don't let anybody else do this either. I don't let anybody praise one over the other. I will shut that down with family members as well. You're not going to be saying this one does this, this, and this, and then you got something negative to say about the other one. Then she feels like, I'm not good enough because you always had something good to say about this other person. I will shut that down. And we will not be making differences here. If you're going to praise her, you better praise her too. That's all I got to say. You're not going to praise her and bring her down. So it's just a matter of keeping a balance, with it, and making sure that they're confident, So what if mom gave Zion a compliment and she didn't say anything to Zoe? Zoe can still be confident in who she is and know that mom still loves her. There's no love lost. So it's a building with it as well, a building and an instilling of the confidence as well, so that we don't have that happen too much.
Yeah, I believe you when you said that. Something went through me. She said, I will shut that down.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean,
who it is.
I mean, did y'all believe her? Because I believed her. She was like, I don't care if you're family or who you are. I got there with my child, I'm a shut down I love to shut folk down. When that, so okay, I'm back, Lord. But I love it. I believe you. A chill went through me when you said that, because I said, I believe her. She is a protective mother, and so Candace Adams says, yes, making time for each child is crucial. It makes a huge impact in the relationships you have with your children. And then Kansas says, my children are doing their own thing, but now when they make time for each other, it brings a smile to my face. And I love that they still have their own special bond. That is true too. And Miss Coleman says, yes, Lord. So Darlene Ray says, great parenting skills. And and then Yolanda says today's show was awesome in so many different ways. Because we're also talking, so about the hair, because how do we get to hairstyles and all of that? It has a lot to do with setting up a strategy of what they also um, prioritize. Like there's vanity in certain hairstyles, you know. There can be vanity in certain things when you just what I love the fact that I taught my son inside out. So even though people say he's so handsome, he really didn't know it for a long time. Because he was so busy making sure that he was building himself as a good person. So I think as long as you looking good on the outside, but it doesn't own you.
Right.
you know
Right.
where and then also with elevation of even kids, whether they're getting their hair done in a salon or moms doing their hair, that they understand that this is a privilege, and it's great that, because there are some kids out there who parents could care less about physical or mental. So I'm enjoying this segment because it's so many moms out there, and everybody has a different way of approaching parenting skills. And so, and some people, to me, if this one thing that I know of a person that actually feels like, and I said something this week, and I meant what I said, but I'm not going to mention it because it's definitely going to offend you, because you're going to know it's you who I'm talking about. And but there are, I can say this, Vanilla, this is the only way I can say it without getting murdered, she wrote. I'm trying my best. There are some people out there, whether they are mothers or fathers, they're going to measure what you do. They're going to be the best mother or the father, but you got to be spending money on them. Can
Yeah.
I not buy you a gift and show you love?
Mhm.
But you measure it by the money that's being spent. You're going to be the favorite child long as you swiping a card.
All right.
So as a mother
Mhm.
or father, raise your babies to show them how the gift that's most important is showing each other's love and respect. So what do you think about that? Because I never have heard you say, my kids have to spend money on me.
Because they don't. Uh
Because it's huge out there.
yeah, they don't. I mean, the thing is, they want to though. I mean, it's now the money they spend is mine.
Yeah,
But,
but
because I'm the one that's giving it to them. But the thing is, they want to, spend money. But I think it's okay to let them buy you something that's not expensive, because they do need to know that it's just not about them, and that they can give. That they can give back to you, or they can give back, to someone else. So, when they get in that mood and they feel like, okay, mom, I want to buy you something. What do you think about that? And I'll be like, well, why you want to buy it? Just because I want you to have something special. It's like, okay, all right, we can go ahead and do it then. But I don't expect it, I don't expect it with anybody. I mean, that might just be me. I'm not like that. You know, I just, I don't really go into things expecting stuff like that, and I definitely don't expect it from my children. But I love to see them bless other people when they want to buy and do things, for them. But I just kind of, I might back away from it when it comes to me, though.
yeah, I feel like they should and know that they also need to be on the giving end. and not just the receiving end.
Right.
They need to know that. They need to know that. But they also need to know that you can still come around
Mhm.
if you are having a bad financial situation as you grow up. Because there are some people, as they grow up, they won't come to your dinner or your special event if they're having a bad hardship because they don't have anything to give. And I don't think you should make them feel bad. You're
Right.
like, no, you are
Right.
the gift,
Right.
But when you can give,
Mhm.
give. When you can't give, I'm gonna pray for you because God wants us prosperous.
Right.
So y'all, this has been a great show. And also, I do want her to tell us what was that product that she locked your hair with.
Look, it's you know I don't say it right, but she liked it with the foam,
The perfect performance.
yes, perfect performance foaming wrap. The deserve, I wrote it down. Okay, so I have it. The perfect performance foam wrap lotion. She did. And
And
I
what
washed
is
my hair. Now I wash my hair with the shampoo, with the Satin Moisture shampoo. I
mhm.
washed it with that before I went over there, and I didn't put any product on it. I only used the shampoo, and then she locked it with the foaming wrap when I got there. And I had it, and I was like, look, and I'm telling the truth, you can't just put any kind of like mousse or foaming product in my hair because my hair will flake up really, really, easy. And this is like the only one that has worked for me. The only one that has worked for me. So when I heard her, talking about, what she was gonna use, I was like, okay, I might need to bring my own up in here. So
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
she loved it. She loved it. She said it was smooth, and I actually, because I have so many bottles of it, I left that one with her. So she does have the information, so that she can order some. But she loved how the hair was really smooth and sliding through the comb. And she was even doubting the fact that my hair was kinky, and it's very, very tangly, but you can't really tell because it's the product. I was like, girl, that's the product. I'm telling you, that is the product.
Yeah, Vanilla's hair would lock like this, y'all. Her
Yeah.
hair would lock. So you got to. Her hair is very bougie. It has to have good product on it.
Mhm.
So we want also tell us like some stuff that you're doing. Is there anything you want to share with everybody?
Oh, well, I am a financial literacy advocate. So we teach in this business that I own. It's called My Econ. I am an owner of My Econ, and we teach tax strategies. We teach strategies of the wealthy. We teach you how to shift your income. Most people don't fill out most W-2 workers don't fill out their W-4s correctly. So we teach you how to fill out your W-4 correctly, which shows you how to minimize your taxes so that you can live off of your gross income instead of your net income. We teach you how to get your credit together. We have a credit system so that you can repair anything on it that needs to be removed. We teach you how to consolidate your debt, and pay your debt off. We have a system that will just, you input all your different, like your credit cards or your loans or anything, your car payments, and it'll put it in the order of where you need to pay it off, and you can pay it off faster based off the amounts that it gets you to pay it off. We have a cash flow manager. You'll input all of your income, all of your expenses. You can take pictures of all of your receipts, just to keep a list of, everything that you have going in and out. That downloads into an Excel spreadsheet if you need to send it, perhaps to the IRS or anything like that. You have everything on file. And we also teach you how to invest. We have various people in the group that can teach you how to pick stocks. We have people that know about investing in gold and in silver. We have people that know about crypto. We have life insurance agents, that can get you into the right life insurance product that you need. And then all in educating people about financial literacy, you can get paid in the process. So you will get a residual income for bringing other people in and teaching them what we do as well. So with inflation and everything going on. Everybody's worried about, having money, and we're teaching you how to get that cash flow instantly from your paycheck, and how to, save up for it for your retirement years as well. And this is for 1099 workers as well. It's not just for W-2 workers. We will work with you on your 1099 as well to minimize your taxes too.
All right, y'all heard it. It's only up to you. It's only up to you. I have my life insurance license, but never used. So I guess that's a vanilla question. You never use it, but you have your life insurance license. So vanilla,
I don't sell life insurance. But I mean, she would probably need to get with a company so that she can sell it. We have people that are already licensed that, work with life insurance. Like once you start doing this, you can bring in everything that you do as well. So, they already sell life insurance. So, but they just do this in addition to get people prepared so that they can invest and get into, life insurance that they may need, or get into stocks or bonds or any other type of investments. The program is to get you ready so that you can get into those things. But, the life insurance, I took the life insurance test, so I know that was that's a hard test. But I don't sell life insurance, but we have people that do.
Okay. Well, this has been a wonderful show. We so grateful that you actually not only, if you want to get in touch with Vonia, message her at facebook.com at Vonia Taylor if you're interested in some of the things that she just said about getting your, just being able to have some freed up cash and some education. That I just got rid of a CPA that never educated me. And since I've been on here, my new CPA has given me some more stuff to submit to her because she don't stop. But I want, definitely I'm going to be one that will be contacting you, Vanilla. So right. you got one new one right here, because I believe in growth, and then what I learn, I take it back to people that I know. And also, you all, I'm going to tell you, there is a grant out there. So you can message me if you're interested in the grant. It's at Trustmark Bank. You can get, if you own your own home for $5,000, you will get, it's a grant loan where you actually get the $5,000 of money that you do not pay back. $6,500, because they got different levels that you can do. 65, my aunt Joan Carhey told me about this. And so 6,500, you pay that back, but you have up to 5 years. And at a 3.99 interest rate, you keep the 5,000, you get 11,500. It's for home improvement. If you want to pay off some debt, bills, or credit card, you consider it. Your credit score is a minimum of 585, but it is only in the Memphis area. But you still have to qualify through your zip code. So you can message me if you're in the Memphis area only. And then the free grant money, I've had people that got $25,000, $15,000 that they do not pay back. $5,000 that you do not pay back. The white community is eating it up. Black community, we love to just keep asking questions, and then we go order a Broadway pizza and don't do nothing. So anywho, Ms. Coleman says, so love this show. I will be reaching out. Ms. Coleman's going to reach out to you. Also, we come to a point where we need to do some product giveaways. But is there any question that you want them to remember so they can get their giveaway?
No, that's not gonna be a good one. What is the name of my oldest daughter?
That should be easy, you all. What is the name? She don't say it 80,000 times. What is the name of her oldest daughter? Y'all ready for the giveaway? What is the name of her oldest daughter? While we're waiting on those three people to respond to that, um, oh, you already got somebody. we can't even. Let me see. Oh, we have three Zoes. So she has to approve it.
Yes.
Ms. Coleman.
Yes.
Yolanda Jones.
Yes.
Shaquita Calicut. You can't see it. Candace Adams said Zoe, and Darlene Ray said Zoe. Okay, so those are let me see, do we have anybody else? Yolanda Rocket says Zoe. Some people that's on what do you call it? YouTube. Is it YouTube? Sometimes that stuff come in a little delayed, and I had to remember that. So you approve it?
Yes, I do. I approve.
Okay, she says she approved it. Yolanda, you have some more prizes to get. Yolanda,
I got mine.
yeah, Yolanda got some stuff to get, and she ain't gotten all her stuff. And let me see, Candace, Yolanda Jones. So while I'm writing out all these winners and congratulate to all of the winners. Is there anything you would like to leave with them on this hair journey to uplift them? Because you put a lot of work in, not just with you, but with your girls too. You could have been selfish and say, y'all get whatever, that's cheap. It's all about me. But how would you encourage someone that's raising girls?
Well, from what I've learned growing up is I wouldn't be too critical on them wanting to do certain things. I mean, you can have rules and stuff like that, but don't be too critical when they want to change their hair or if they want to wear it a little different, because you'll start making them feel like they have to adhere to the way that you like it, as opposed to learning for themselves what they like about themselves. It kind of takes away from their authenticity when they're trying to feeling like they have to please you and yours. So I wouldn't be too critical. It's just that when you see them making those changes or wanting them, just kind of get to the root as to why they're wanting to do it. And then if you don't like it, like sometimes I say, well, I don't really like this, but if you want to wear your hair like that, that's gonna be on you. This is more of a Zoe type conversation. I don't approve of it, but if this is what you want to do, you feel comfortable in it, you want to rock it, then you go ahead and do it. You feel comfortable in it, then go ahead and do it. But don't be overcritical, but yet still have, the boundaries that you need.
Mm-hmm.
That's how, because the overcritical can just go the opposite. Sometimes people can lose themselves in that because they get caught up in you criticizing things that they want to change about themselves when it's actually them trying to grow and learn themselves.
Okay. Yolanda Rocker said, good show. I hope everyone has a great rest of their Sunday. And there's nothing but to thank you for being a part of this. We're going to end this show, but we just thank God that we have someone like you that has taken out the time to really pour into not one, but both of your babies without them feeling like the other one is better. And then how you have poured into them with their hair, with their journey. So we want to congratulate you. And we thank you for being that mom and that recipe you have, that hopefully one day we can have a book or something. So ladies and gentlemen, Happy Sunday. Enjoy your Sunday. And a special prayer for my mother. She's in the hospital, and she is going to be all right. But I'm going to go see her, because sometimes when you can show your face, that does help people while they're in the hospital. So we're in a special prayer for my husband. He was in the emergency room, and he would stop breathing from time to time. But we're praying not just on those two, but any loved one that's out there that has endured a death, or someone's in the hospital, someone's sick. And also, we're going to say a prayer for mental issues. There are some people out there that have some mental issues. So I like to kind of get a bunch of them together and pray for them. But, so we're going to pray for people that's suffering mental issue. We're going to pray for everybody that's going through some things, because God wants us to enjoy this time on earth with our right minds and stuff like that. So I thank you for being a part of this show. You all talk to God, because he would love to hear from you. And thank you, Vonia.
You're welcome.
Talk.